Okay. Should I turn off music for this? No, we'll just turn it way down. Should be fine. This is ping pong. I don't have any ping pong games though. Screen cap's not still working, is it? Okay, here we go. Words to the wise, if anyone running this is not using live split with the automatic splitting, the time does not start right at the beginning. The time is not going right now. It's after this cutscene when you first spawn in the bathroom and gain complete control over your character. If you're using live split with automatic splitting, then it will start it and stop it for you, so there is no need to worry about that. Play pinball. That could be a fun stream, wouldn't it? Playing pinball. Yeah, why not? Let's play ping pong. Not very good at ping pong though. Awesome.
Hello,
I assume...
welcome.
Let's turn the volume down a little bit. I assume anyone running this has already run Portal 2. If not, I'm not going to explain about bunny hopping and air strafing. There are other videos out there that will explain it a lot better than I can. I'll probably stick some in the description of the highlight or the YouTube video or something. But the things you do need to learn are bunny hopping, air strafing, wall strafing, and speed wall strafing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I'll run through everything else.
You have been in hibernation for
It's not in this room, there's not a lot you can do. I mean, if you walk off the toilet and jump at the right time, you can see out of bounds. The door opens about like 12.5 seconds in. There's a look trigger on the right of the doorway where the bed is. So
I read in your file that you like nice, long, warm showers in the morning. But it's time to begin the test.
I didn't even know there was other dialogue if you stayed in the bathroom. If you go out the door, you want to look directly to your right straight away so you can activate this as quickly as possible. And then go by the door.
But we've got much to do, so please exit your room.
When the door opens, you want to start bunny hopping to your left and just follow down to the lift or elevator, whatever you want to call it. When you... Oops. Yeah. Cool. Very convenient autosave. I need to start making quick saves. It's going to make this a lot easier. When you come out of here, you don't want to land on that normally, because when you first play this, you tend to fall onto that, and then fall down here, and then jump across there. You don't want to do that. Really? It's alright. Let's turn cheats on. Where's the door is the question. Yeah. I was not cheating, and we're just going to restart that line. It's fine. It's fine. The door shut itself. I wonder if there's anything else I need to explain. No, it's fine. We'll do everything as we go along. Turn on the game voice, game sound, yeah, I can do that. No problem. This game doesn't have audio cues like Portal 2 does for things like the lifts. You don't have to worry about the sound at all. You don't need the sound to play this game, to run this game. Also, I have no idea what's going on in this intro sequence. It doesn't really seem to make sense. It would make sense without the boat. But I don't understand how he got on a boat, and he went from a boat into one of these stasis chamber things.
Hello, and welcome to the paint gun.
You can also flush the toilet. There's a couple of toilets in the game you can flush. They actually have they have an instance for it in Hammer. So they have like a load of toilets with their sounds and stuff already pre-made, so they can stick them in. That's how many toilets there are in this game. I don't know where they all are. I know where 2 of them are, but I think there are more, a lot more. It's like their version of Ratman, just sticking toilets in. Okay, so let's make it safe here. You want to completely miss falling onto the elevator itself. You want to aim for the middle of these 2. I don't know what they are. Metal things. So you just go right past it, and you want to be hugging the side of the elevator as you come past it, so that you start as far towards this door as you can, and then you just want to jump through it and follow the railway along. Railway, that's not the right word. Walkway, that's what I was looking for. Normally you would jump into this blue tractor beam and go down there, but you can skip that whole bit entirely just by jumping off this rail. So when you come up to the when you come up to here, which should be bunny hopping or speedball strafing or something, you just want to do a circle jump off there and fall down. Hit the button as soon as you can, and this is quite important because it saves about 2 seconds, I think. Don't just walk through the portal, because you're going to go through an excursion funnel and they are extremely slow, so you want to jump a larger distance as you can. So from the button you want to jump inside the portal and strafe along, so you end up sort of past that wall. Otherwise you end up wasting time sitting in a really slow excursion funnel when you don't need to. After that, just come out of the funnel and bunny hop onto the plate. You don't have to worry about the turrets down there, because you can probably bunny hop faster than they can aim at you. So I'll just go through that again. When you come onto the walkway, I'll do the whole thing at the end. Like, after I've explained each chamber individually, I'll do the whole thing through, just to put it all together. When you come up here, you want to jump off the railing, press the button, and I missed that time. But you want to jump out of the portal onto here. If you want to do this bit really fast and you're good at air strafing, as soon as that edge, yeah, I can't do it. Try a different way. We'll get it a little bit closer. It's gonna be really hard to do it straight away. But sort of once that bit's like a quarter way onto your screen, just come out of the excursion funnel and strafe towards the ledge. It doesn't matter where you land, it should always take 2 hops to get to the faith plate, so the earlier you land on it, the better, because you know, those 2 hops still take the same length of time, even if you're slightly further away. When you come in, so I'll go back for this. When you come into that room, you already want to be waiting to catch the cube, because it spawns a few seconds later than you come into the room, so there's no point trying to pick it up off the floor or letting it bounce really far away from you. Grab it as it comes out of the tube. Hey Luna. So that. And then just turn around and line it up with these 2 there. Come around to the left, grab the other cube. So there. I like to come in this side. I know Geist likes to come in that side for some reason. I don't think it makes a difference. It's down to your own personal preference which door you want to go through. But then just walk into the middle. Don't jump, because it won't suck you in properly. Just walk underneath it. Do 1 hop and then walk the rest of the way. If you jump, you'll just jump through it to the other side, and that wastes a lot of time. So I'll just run through that whole thing properly and then go on to the next level. Guys in chat, you are the only way of me knowing that I haven't explained something properly, so if I haven't explained it properly, let me know. And I'll go back and do it again, because if you haven't, then it probably means that someone else watching this later on won't either. Yeah, Bad Sniper's just throwing stuff. He's having a tantrum.
Hello, and welcome to the Paint Gun Testing Initiative. You have been in hibernation for 9. That doesn't seem right.
Stolen audio is stolen.
Please leave the restroom whenever you are ready. I know that bed.
So look around to the right as soon as you come out of that door to activate the look trigger, and then come up to this door. You'll eventually get a feeling for how long everything takes, so you can then start messing around when you've got to wait, because I wouldn't do that straight away, because you might miss when anything happens. Yeah, I call myself on the left there, you don't want that to happen.
Testing hasn't officially begun yet, so we're free to talk without anyone listening in on us. But your profile says you're not an early bird,
jump over the railing,
if you don't want to talk
hit the button, and jump through the portal. then look straight down, wait for the ledge to cover about a quarter of your screen, then strafe out and towards the ledge. Then come over here and wait for the cube. Take it over to the laser and activate these two. Carefully getting stuck on the laser, you do want to jump over it. It's probably worth mentioning that a laser can't hurt you if you're in the air. It's really hard to show you without the laser actually being in the air. But if you're not touching the floor when you go through it, the laser doesn't hurt you. I can't think of anywhere where that's specifically useful, but it's still a good thing to know. Apex Mine. Okay, this one sucks. If you look straight down when you start this level, you'll notice that you're not actually in the middle, and the dialogue hasn't started. The dialogue does not start straight away. It starts when you touch the floor that is not this panel. So if I walk off, dialogue starts. Because we're further towards the back of it, as soon as you gain control of the slightest level, you want to walk backwards. There we go. So now let's start the dialogue as fast as possible. After that, just come to this door. This is the really easy level. Well, this part is anyway. You just bunny hop away and bounce your way over that bit. Okay, apparently if you go back through this door, you get stuck. Good to know. I've never had that happen. Okay, there, I did it wrong because I walked forward. A lot of people actually put in their splits backwards for this level. I don't use like hints in my splits. I probably should. I just never got around to signing it up. But that's a good thing to do. Yeah, that door closes way too slowly. Right, okay, so there's a couple of ways of doing this. The way I used to do it is actually slower and harder, so I don't even know why I'm showing you this, but I may as well. Is to bounce off. Oh, I put something on the wall. Whoops. So if something like that happens at any point throughout the run, just remember you can hold crouch to stop it bouncing, and then jump across there. But that's slow and hard, so
I know you're wondering what you were holding.
I'm not gonna do that.
It'll all make sense as we progress. Let me see. There. Okay, just go right in now. Why don't you try firing your gun?
Right, so a fast way to do it is when you come into here. Yes, there I am. When you come into here, you want to put blue gel on the floor just past the door. You don't have to put this much, obviously. You just need to put a little spray by your feet as you're walking past. And do a circle jump. I think that's the fastest way of doing it because obviously you're going forward faster. Is to do a circle jump off of here and then just blue gel your way up here. And then do another bounce at the end so you can get your way over to the end. It doesn't matter how fast you get through this door because the dialogue is long, and as soon as you touch that ending platform by the door, the dialogue starts. So all this stuff you can just sort of mess around. Try and circle jump your way up to the top of these or something. Right, now this one I hate, for good reason. I'm going to make safe here because we're going to have to come back to this bit a lot. When you first start in this room, you want to turn 180 degrees to the left of this wall, paint it with blue gel, and just walk into it and jump. No, there's no point in explaining that. Well, I will anyway. You should have jump mapped to your mouse wheel. But if you had looked at bunny hopping tutorials or already knew how to bunny hop before this, you know that anyway. Jump with the mouse wheel. I have mouse wheel up bound to use for a couple of reasons, a couple of places in this game where you need to hit buttons very quickly as you're flying past them, and the only way to do that consistently is by mapping use to mouse wheel up. Easy enough to do, really useful. It just means you have to get used to only bunny hopping while scrolling the mouse down. No. That's why I made a quick save. I knew that would happen. So when you come along here, you want to be bouncing onto this ledge. Now, there's some really annoying things about this ledge. It's got this sort of invisible diagonal brush on there that stops you landing on that ledge. It doesn't completely work because you could still do it, it just makes it a lot harder. So if I just went on here like that, see, it pushes me away, and that's really annoying. So be careful of that. I don't know what I can say to make that more consistent, because I'm not fully consistent with this. It's just a really annoying thing. It's actually quicker. But if you strafe into it, you should be able to just clip the edge and bounce up here. Yeah, the Skype notifications make my stream lag for some reason. You guys can't even see them; they don't even come up on the stream, but it makes everything lag. So once you come up here, there's a series of 3 bounces you need to do. You need to go from here, bounce on there, straight to the left, and somewhere up here. I'll just show you and come back to this bit. I'll just make a save here. Then when you straight to the left, you want to be jumping on the very uppermost part of this bit as close as you can to this place so you get up here. So you don't have to do all of this really annoying crap to get up there. And then from that point, just bounce your way over here, do 1 bounce, 2, and then you can just do the normal jump to get to the end. So I'll do that whole level at full speed. Or backwards at the beginning.
Don't worry, it'll all make sense as we progress. Let me see. There.
Easy jump is easy.
Just go through the door now. Why don't you try firing your gun?
Unless you lose air control.
You solved that really fast. Now, this
I missed. Okay, that happens. If you strafe too much to the left when you're going over here, you will miss. So you preferably want to do it sort of like just to the right of where that all that stuff is. And then you get a lot of space on the other side, just in case you don't hit it.
Maybe it's time to introduce myself. I'm Nigel, and I will be your testing assistant.
What are you guys talking about?
Glad to meet you. To test subject name here. Guess you forgot to fill that in.
Okay, talking about underwear. Fair enough.
In case you haven't noticed yet.
Turn 180 degrees and bounce off the wall. Come up to this weird ledge thing and bounce up, and then it's just a triple bounce one off the wall to get to this bit. And then the rest is pretty straightforward. The next one requires pretty good bunny hopping, because it's going to require hopping on rails, which is dodgy in itself, but we're going to be jumping from one rail to another, so I would brush up on your bunny hopping before you try and do this one. It's not too bad. I like to walk off at the beginning of some of these. If I jump off, you see I have to wait for the door to open before I go through. So, sort of as I'm doing my circle jump, I kind of look to the side, strafe off it, and then actually do the circle jump itself. I missed that time. Like that. I'll walk forward a bit first. Right, okay, now I have to explain something that is extremely important for this game. It's probably the one thing that they overlook the most. There's a difference between jumping on gel from standing like that than standing on gel and jumping. The first jump is the same, so... What the... Oh, weird area of all things. So that jump is the same as that jump, but when you bounce the second time from standing on the blue gel, you go higher. So a lot of the time when you're going to have to try and get this, it's probably the best experience to try and do this. If I jump onto it and jump up, oops, I got caught in it, sorry. I'm not high enough to get onto that. See? Even if I crouch, cannot get up there. If I stand on the blue gel and bounce twice, then I can get up. So you've got quite a significant difference in height. So when you first walk into here, don't spray blue gel and then jump on it. Jump, yeah. Make sure you're standing on the blue gel when you jump, basically. And you want two bounces up to here. Different runners like to do different things. The fastest way, but the way is actually a bit harder, is to jump along here and then bounce your way across the end. But I find that actually kind of difficult to do. Sorry, I will just head out at the beginning this way. I didn't even know you could get to the end like that. Okay, so the way that I do it, that I find a lot easier to do, and it's not a hell of a lot slower, is to jump off here and switch sides. Because if you don't have enough speed, or you sort of land at the wrong point, like say if you land around here, no, around there. That's dodgy. You're not gonna make it around that, and if you land too far away, then you're not gonna make it. So it's a lot of luck, depending on how you did your bunny hop leading up to it. So I wouldn't do that for single segment. Some people do, and you know they're better men than I am. But I try not to do that. Now, when you come down to this bit, the thing you want to do is walk off the end here, but the dialogue starts as soon as you hit that platform at the bottom, not when you go through the door. So you want to fall down earlier than that, so that you can hit that platform as soon as possible. So you want to fall between these two, and then it's around, yeah, that it actually starts the dialogue. So just walk forward a little bit, hit the trigger, and then you can go to the end. So I'll run through that again.
Now this is the advanced jumping training course. It will teach you.
So make sure you're standing on the blue gel when you jump. Then do all your rail hopping. And then between the two bits of scaffold there,
nicely done. I love that.
Walk across the trigger and then it just bunny hops to the end.
Sometimes I wish I had legs so I could do what you do, but then I remember the other things we do to test subjects.
I just put it on my wish list for Christmas, and everything else is expensive computer parts, so I get a ton of Christmas. Oh, underwear. Yeah. That sounds about right. I think one Christmas, which might have been birthday, can't remember, we bought my dad a load of socks and gave them, we wrapped them up one pair, like at a time, and put them from all of our pets, because we had loads of pets at the time. Right, this one, don't walk off, jump off. It does start, the dialogue doesn't start as soon as you touch the floor, the door opens. And the door opens rather quickly, so you don't have to stop your bunny hop to go through it, and then activate the dialogue as soon as you get into this this room. If you position yourself between that and the monitor, you can get the monitor stuck. There is no reason for doing this other than it's fun to mess with Nigel's monitors.
You can watch me too. How cool is that? Oh, the door. Let me get that for you.
Okay, this one's relatively straightforward. There's a couple of methods, but I'm just going to go through the fastest one because there's no point doing the other ones. The other ones are actually harder. As you walk past this fizzler, just put blue gel on the floor next to you here, and you kind of want to do a circle jump around there, land around here, and then get up there. This is again the thing with the jumping on blue gel twice makes you go higher. Otherwise, you could just walk up to here and do that, but you can't because you need that second jump to get the height. And also your momentum's added from air strafing in both jumps, so you're actually going a lot faster than you would if you just did one. There we go. Now this bit's a bit awkward, because if I spray the edge here, the only bit that I actually can spray on the surface is not bouncy. And I can spray this bit underneath here, which over here is not bouncy, but for some reason, if I stand on the edge bit here, while this bit underneath is covered in gel, it makes me bounce. Makes no sense, but it just seems to be how it works. So you want to spray this this little platform underneath the grilling, and then you want to stand sort of towards the further quarter of this bit, and then just jump off it down to here, and then bounce up on top of this building. Now this bit's quite tricky. The last one I did just not long ago, I screwed it up. You want to try and get up to that exit from here. So stand on the blue gel, do a circle jump across, strafe your way over here. Now stop strafing after that jump. You might have to tap S a bit to slow yourself down. But if you continue strafing, you'll be going too fast and you'll lose air control. This is something that I'm sure you know about Port 2. If you don't, it's a really important thing to mention. That if you are going too fast in the air, you'll lose control. This works with bunny hopping as well. So you can be bunny hopping so fast you just can't turn. You can only go in that direction that you're already going.
Oh, the door. Let me get that for you.
So when we walk into the room, see the blue gel on the floor. The two bounces that I missed. Should have crouched. No, I'll mention that next one, because I think the next one's our platform. Okay, so if you strafe the whole time, so if I continue strafing here, and apart from the fact that I just missed the platform, it's not like you'll do that unless you've got a really good air strafing technique, because you normally can't go that fast that quickly. I didn't even know you could do that. But if I continue strafing here for a little bit, I can't turn. If that happens, you can still just strafe your way back from hitting that wall and come over here, but that still wastes time. So after you've bounced there, do not strafe, don't touch any of your keys, and then after you've hit that blue gel, just strafe sharply to the right. I think if I know where yeah, sorry. This means I have to get back up here again, but that doesn't take that long. There. So if you don't think you're going to make it crouch, and you might. So no strafing, and then just hard strafe to the right, and you want to strafe through the door.
You seem to be getting the hang of this. So you want to do?
I'll do that whole thing. Oops, I didn't jump in time.
Look at this.
Sorry.
I just looked at the documentation for these big monitors. Let me show you myself.
With key bindings, there's no specific key bindings you need other than mouse wheel down to jump, mouse wheel up to use. I've got use also mapped to space, and crouch mapped to shift and control. Just because it's more comfortable for me, there's no specific reason why that's better. Oops, why that's better.
Let me get that for you.
It's just up to you.
And the song. Good luck.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. So I lost my control there because I went too fast and I just kept going this way. That can also happen if you're going too fast this way. You can go off the end. So be careful of that. Just keep an eye on your speed. It's something you'll get a feel for the more you play this game. It's something you're always going to have to keep an eye on. There are like special bunny hopping techniques. That means you can reset your speed so that you don't like stop, but you slow yourself down enough that you regain control of your hop. But that's not something that I'm going to explain because that's complex stuff and it's not entirely to do with this game. Right, so this one, when you first walk through this door, you want to paint this bit that you're standing on and this bit. They won't paint together. If I spray here, it won't paint this bit, so you have to do them separately and spray the roof. And this bit takes a little bit of practice. It's not that bad, just a little bit of practice because there's a weird angle you got to do for it, but you can make it easier if you spray underneath the fizzler here. It gives you a bit of extra room. But you want to bounce on the ground, on the ceiling, on the ground out here, and then strafe over to the left, bounce off there, and then hit that light. Bounce down here and go up there. That's a lot at once, but it's easier to explain it now than while I'm doing it, because it all goes by pretty quickly. I'd spray blue gel everywhere. That was a nightmare waiting to happen. So spray the two areas on the floor and ceiling, strafe your way over to here, hit the light, and then you need to crouch as you come up here. So when you bounce from the blue gel, just crouch up there. If you don't hit the light, you will die. So that's something to mention. You want to be strafing this way when you hit this, so that you sort of come off at an angle like that, and it makes it easier to hit the light, other than coming off straight and having to strafe your way over to the light, because that's probably not going to happen. An easier way to do this, if you don't want to do that, is when you first start the level, and you come into this room. Avoid the turret. You can like shoot him straight away if you want. But bear in mind that while the turret's bouncing around, it can hit you in midair and kill you. That can happen a lot. So keep an eye out for that. But when you come into this room, whether you killed the turret or not, just come up here, spray the wall and this thing with blue gel. Jump, bounce on here, and then after you hit it the second time, you should go straight up. So just strafe down here, come up here and crouch. That way's slower, but definitely easier. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to put like an hour or two into grinding that out and get it. It's not overly difficult to do compared to some of the stuff later on. I shoot the turret on the way up here because that's the only place that you're completely safe shooting the turret is when you're already above it and not coming back down. That turret can cause problems later on, so it is best to shoot it at some point. Right, so once you're up here, you want to be aiming for sort of that little area between the dark grey square and where it's just scaffold. Keep strafing forwards and then just shoot wherever you're going to land and then crouch. If you did it well enough, you shouldn't have to do that last bounce. And that saves like a second or two. Which you definitely want to save, because a second is a second. So I can work my way back down and do that again. Yay! Bounce it. Oh, that was close. Okay. So you want to aim as far towards the edge as you can. Bounce wherever you land down there, and you should be able to do that in 2 jumps, if not 3. Grab the cube and paint this wall. If you want to do it really quickly, just paint this wall while you're coming along here. Welcome back, chat. Grab this cube and walk along this wall. Kind of walk into the wall slightly. So just hold W and look a few degrees into the wall, and when you get to the end, jump. And that should land you down here, where you can just go along there. If you don't know how to do that, that's an important thing to mention. If you want to paint the floor without painting the cube, just push the cube into the floor like that, so that you're looking down further than the cube is, and you won't paint the cube. That's something that comes with practice, but you should be able to do it extremely consistently and extremely quickly. There shouldn't be any problem with that if you put a little bit of practice into it. So I'll just do that whole thing. Alright, Dr. Panda, thanks for hanging out.
Now this is where the fun begins.
I hope you have a good evening.
You will have to use all the skills you've learned in the previous
or
chapters.
afternoon or morning, depending on where you are.
In a good puzzle-solving mood. Good luck.
That's why I didn't want to explain it at the time, because it's all a bit all over the place, especially the way I move my mouse when I do it. It might not look exactly the same when you guys do it, just because everyone airstrafes and bunny hops differently. But the principles are the same. I like to do that. I like to pre-place my blue gel, but there's no reason to do it. There's no reason you can't place it while you're already down there. It doesn't waste any time, or save any time doing it my way. You want to get into this as fast as possible, because this is a long tube ride, and the earlier you enter it, the better. It's not to do with dialogue at all, it's just get in this tube as fast as you can at the end of the level. And then you get to wait for a very, very long time while this completely pointless tube ride goes on. I mean, I get that they were trying to show it off. Like, show off Aperture and how nice it looks, and look, we can do underground as well. And, yeah, that's nice and all, but at least give us some dialogue or something to listen to while it's happening. Because this is just silence. Not really silence, there's the whooshing of you going through the tube, but there's no music going on or anything. It's just really boring. Right, this one. This one is the one taken from Portal 2 and Portal 1. It should take 1, 2, 3 jumps to get through that door, I think. Yes. And then 5 jumps to get through here. That's easy. Don't place blue gel there. I did that by accident. So when you come down here, you want to work your way along here. I don't have a reference point for this. A lot of people do, but I never seem to have a problem getting it if I just guess. But come along to here, as far as you think you can, and grab the cube out of that. If you miss it the first time, it becomes so much harder to do. No, I haven't got to the speed gel upgrade yet. It will destroy itself if I paint it, but like that's harder to grab. Yeah, I can't grab it. But from the same distance, I would be able to grab it from here. But anyway, grab the cube. If you don't get it first time, just go down and get it like you normally would. Otherwise, you're going to waste a lot of time trying to pick that cube up and then go through the door. Immediately bounce up to your right to grab this cube and place it on the nearest button. There's no point going over to this button or anything. Just as soon as you come in the door, jump to the right, grab it on the button. And then come over here. Now this trick's fun. It takes a little bit of practice to get it right because there's a lot of stuff you can hit and make it go wrong. But it's still pretty cool. Yeah, so do that. Put blue gel on the floor and do a streak of blue gel down here. The reason you do a streak is where you are going to hit it is quite high up, but you also want to hit the cube like that. And once you do that, wait about a second, and whoops, I missed. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons why it's a bit tricky, is because that can happen sometimes. But paint the blue cube, walk forward and jump, and then grab the cube as it's coming out of the dropper. So this bit, I've seen other people use this. This is a way of getting up, but I don't get that. Whoops, wrong button. Sorry. Some runners use this, but I don't get it. I can't get through there. So I use here. So I paint this corner. I found the most consistent way to do it is to sort of walk forward and jump when you're sort of just past this edge bit, like that, and you should be able to get up first try. If you're quick enough, you can paint this wall while you're already in the air and start doing your bounce, and that'll save you a couple of bounces on the way up, which means you can get to this bit faster. Now, there are invisible walls on this railing here, so you cannot jump up and go across there. You have to go across the stairs like that, otherwise the invisible walls will stop you. I'll explain that at the end chart, the practicing stuff. So 5 bounces through there. You want to get close to that button as quickly as you can because that'll start the dialogue, and then it will start the cube dropping, so then you can go and grab the cube. When you are lining yourself up for this, definitely make sure that you cannot see that corner. You are definitely not close enough and you can see it like that. You're going to want to go like that. I guess when you're just above this little bit here, if you want a reference point, that would work.
This test chamber was for another test, which we are not assigned to. It was supposed to be solved from the portal plan. Wicked
So yeah, it's simple enough to do. I don't think you'll need a reference point for it, but there are ones there if you need them. Oh, I missed it. You will hit something up here, so don't worry about going too far. It will kind of stop you in the perfect place. Two hops into here, and then another tube ride. Not as long as the other one. The last one was the longest tube ride, but it's still really annoying. I don't think there's any other strap for that one. I think that's the only one. Not I can think of anyway. There we go. Right, so this is one you do want to walk off, I believe. Yes, because the dialogue starts as soon as you walk it off. And there's a pretty long dialogue sequence at the beginning. Hello. Oh, Xenonicus. Are you the real Xenonicus? Hi. Hello, Puppy Panda. So yeah, you want to walk off this right at the beginning, so you can start a dialogue. Yeah, I'm recording a tutorial for it at the moment. Thanks! It took a lot of grinding to get, but I did manage to get it. If you guys don't know who that is the world record holder for Portal 2. I've mentioned his name quite a lot, I just keep saying that. Right, so at the beginning of this level, walk off the platform to start the dialogue. You start pretty much in the middle, so there's no specific direction you need to walk off. You can walk off backwards, forwards, sideways, doesn't really matter. And then wait for the dialogue to finish so this door to open. When you get through here, you preferably want to use blue gel to jump around, because the thing with bunny hopping is for every tick you're on the ground, you lose speed. So just doing one giant jump is always a lot faster because you're not losing that speed in between your strafes. Now, this jump is intense. I hate it. It's really rough. You need to do a circle jump on the edge here. You can bounce on this edge. You want to try and do a circle jump as close to the edge as you can, strafe, and then crouch so you land on that platform there. It is doable. It's just a bit of a tight jump. If you can't do that, This wastes a couple of seconds, but it's definitely an easier way to do it. If you just two jumps from there over to here, and then you can just do a bounce along here. That's a lot easier. Then after that is another tube ride, so again you want to get through the door as fast as you can, enter the tube as quickly as you can. Yeah, there's one thing you won't know, because as far as I'm aware I'm the only person that knows it, and that's how to do a consistent gel preserve glitch. That's one of the main reasons I actually wanted to do the oh, that's why I wanted to attempt the world record in the first place, because I found that glitch. And I thought I could save some time with it. This tube ride really pisses me off, because, like, why does it need to be so bendy? It could have been so much shorter if they'd just gone from over there over to here. We wouldn't have to wait all the time. There's nothing else to that chamber. It's just those two jumps. The gel preserve glitch, I'll explain that later on. I don't use it until... I guess you could use it in rotating wall. That's the first time you can look at it. Right, so at the beginning of this, you just want to bunny hop off. It's nothing to do with dialogue, so just... you want to try and get over to this door as fast as you can. For some really strange reason, I've got no idea why. I don't have any specific spots, and I've just learnt the timing for it. For some reason you can jump up the corner of this chalkboard, whiteboard. I have no idea why. There's nothing really there that you can climb on, but, you know, whatever. When you do that, you want to come along here, and you want to circle jump 90 degrees to the left as soon as you get to kind of this point, and then onto that bit, and then jump again to a bit you can't actually see from here. I missed. It's because I landed on that bit and not actually the bit at the top. So this takes a little bit of practice to do. After you've done that third jump, if you can, you want to jump from over here straight to there. You don't want to go down to the bottom, because you can press the button from down here and jump up. Jump on the right. What do you mean on that bit? Yeah, I guess that would be a lot easier. Well, fair enough. Jump on that bit, and that'd probably be easier to do and faster. But when you come over here, press the button from up on top of these, whatever this stuff is, and then just bunny hop your way back. And now you have orange gel, so you don't really need to worry about bunny hopping too much anymore, because orange gel is obviously a lot faster than bunny hopping is. So once you've done that, come over to here, and this one was relatively intended from this point onwards. The only bit that I like to do is a crouch. Right, let's see if I can get this right. Propulsion gel crouched boost glitch. And that's where you get extra speed on orange gel by crouching. The way this works is that the way the game figures out your speed on orange gel is by how long in time you've been moving on the gel. So when you're crouching, you're going a lot slower. When you sit up, you've already been running on it for that length of time, so it'll boost you up to a speed depending on how long you've been running on it. Shortcut on the half ramp. What, you mean to go along that way? I would never do that in single segment. Oh yeah, this bit. I've done this a couple times before. I forgot about it because I don't do this anymore. I've learned, but there's a place in this. There's actually a couple of places where you can get yourself well and truly stuck, like no way out. The first one is in here. If you fall in here, there is literally no way to get out again. So be really careful of that. Because I think pretty much anything you can do to get yourself out of that position, other than load the autosave, will illegitimize the run. So, yeah, single segment, it's not really worth it. It's not worth the risk. I like to get things up to at least some 90% consistency before I can use them. Yeah. So the first place you can get stuck is in there. There's one other place that you can get yourself completely stuck, at least in this route. There's a couple of other places in here you can get yourself stuck, but you're not going to go anywhere near them, so it's fine. This corner here, if you fall down this corner, you're stuck. So keep an eye for those two places. Don't fall in there, otherwise you're never going to get out again. This game's actually really bad for that. There's a lot of places where the autosave will just put you in an infinite death loop if you're doing the single segment speedrun strat for it. And there's nothing you can do at that point. If the save has got you dying, like straight after it, there's nothing you can do. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but restarting the level isn't allowed. It also messes with life split. It's a bit annoying. But another thing you can do, I would not do it because it's really tough to do, but if you fancy trying, you can do a strafe boost along here and go to the end. But that's tough to do. I'm surprised I actually didn't die the first time I did that. I think the amount of times doing it, trying to do the segmented run, I got good at it. But anyway, we haven't got past this bit. So you want to do your pulse and gel juice boost over here, and then just jump along. It just makes that bit a little bit faster. Depending on how fast you've done everything before it, that crusher will be at different points. So I mean, the timing for that's really up to you. There's no way to actually time that properly. Just if you think you can get through, go for it. If you end up dying, then no, that's your own fault. What's this one? I like this one. This is where the strafe boost comes in. I mentioned that for the segment around that one, but didn't really explain it because this one was coming up. So this is another one that you don't have to walk off it. You can jump because the door. I mean, you'll be waiting at the door for like a second for it to open like that, but you pretty much waste the same amount of time just walking off it and then doing a hop. So whatever you want to do. How am I going to explain the strafe boost? If you've learned bunny hopping from any of the videos I've seen, they will have explained the circle jump. And the concept for the strafe boost is the same. It's just you're doing a circle jump while running on blue gel, orange gel, and it gives you this ridiculous speed boost. Don't do it as a circle, do it as sort of like a straight 90 degrees turn. So when you're running along here, just do your jump along there, and you'll get a boost along here. Actually going across here is a lot slower. Best not to do that. The way I line up this next jump, because normally you would go around there, and that's really slow. But you can just bunny hop along here. The way I like to line it up is when I've come across here, I line myself up with this third line along, do a circle jump across to there, and then jump to the end. And then it's just a standard jump off the end of the ramp. One of the things that causes a bit of problem for pretty much the entire game is the way that the gel spreads. It's randomized, so when you're running along like this, it can be that you're not actually going fast enough. So one of the things you might want to do, if you want to play it safe, is pre-fire as much as you can while you're jumping around there. I'll go back to the beginning and do this whole chamber again.
Just the standard testing sphere. Nothing special. The average human doesn't have the reaction times required for this test. So, are we starting already? Quick, left turn!
So yeah, that was pretty straightforward. It might take a couple of a bit of practicing to get the angle on that first strafe boost right. Yeah, sometimes the gel just does not want to spread, and it sucks. It's just one of the downsides to running this game. This one is another one that it doesn't matter whether you walk off it or jump off it because, you know, it's all just to time the door. My eye's watering. Right, now this one is probably the easiest chamber in the entire game, so no sweat about this one. All you need to do is paint the floor below you and the ceiling above you as you just walk through the fizzler. Strafe to the... Oops. And my eyes go mental. I think I've got something in it. Just straight to the side after doing a bounce on that. Ready? There we go. And then just crouch and land up on the top. Damn it! I have to go wash my eye out in a second. Right, okay. So after you've done that, as you're coming up, you're going to want to pre-place orange gel down here. Do your propulsion gel crouch boost, and then jump at the end. You're not going to be wanting... That's alright, Ethan. It took me hours to play this game the first time. I'm not very good at puzzle games. So now I've forgotten what I was saying. Helpful. Oh yeah, you never really want to be pre-placing blue gel. There's no reason to do it. You can easily just place blue gel below your feet like that, and you'll be absolutely fine. So don't try and place the blue gel like you do with the orange gel. Just do it as you're running. There's no reason that you can't practice that. It's a really easy thing to pick up. And the more gel you pre-place, the less time you spend actually on the gel and doing the chamber.
Now on the upper levels of Aperture science. No more recycling tests. It's all brand new from now on.
Okay, my eye is killing me. Sorry. Right, one thing you probably noticed, like the second chamber, we have started on one side of this platform. So obviously, because you're facing this way when you first spawn, you want to straight to the right. Right at the beginning of the chamber.
Sorry, but this test did not have a connected vacuum.
Yeah, that takes actually quite a bit of time throughout the entire game, not pre-placing gels. Running on orange gel as you're placing it, and placing blue gel, you know, just as you jump, that is, stupid eye. That's something that will save, you know, little bits here and there. Interesting bit of trivia, this room is not the room that you see later on that you actually do the chamber in. It's a completely different room, and you can actually get into this room with the gel preserve. Now, I suck at it with this one. I'm going to try it just for... I got it, first time, nice. So this is a trick I'm going to be explained later on, it's actually useful, but if you can get the gel preserve here, you can actually go down and mess around. Since the floor isn't flat, you bounce around in weird directions. It's so much fun to just chill out in this room. That's kind of what I did when I was practicing for the world record attempt, and I just got really bored of running the game, or just chill out in that room, you know, calm down a bit. It's great fun. So, when this door opens, obviously you just want to be doing your speed ball strafing down here, and get through this door as quickly as possible. There's a couple of routes for this next bit. I actually use the slower one. The slower one is when you come down here, when you bounce over there and come down here. I should probably mention something else up there as well.
Sorry, but this test did not have a connected vacuum delivery system.
Sorry.
I want to remind you that
It's just a little thing that will stop you losing time when you do that jump over the railing.
this chamber can be quite hard to nail down on the first try, so I trained out.
For some reason I prefer bunny hopping than speed ball strafing in places like that. It's slower, but I just prefer bunny hopping, I guess. When you jump over here, you want to avoid all of this. You just want to go clean straight down the hole, not get yourself stuck. This is a much faster way of doing it, and then hop to the side. So the first attempt, the first strat I'll do for this is you want to jump to the side, not with blue gel, activate the button, blue gel your way up here, bounce, and through this door that opens. Now, I was doing overkill before. I used to jump down onto that railing and jump across there, because that fizzler will take away your blue gel. So we're going to get over there a different way so that we can keep the blue gel. You can actually just do a circle jump down here and just bounce like that. If you cannot jump far enough, if your circle jump isn't good enough, you can land on that railing and it's a shorter jump. While you've done that, just work your way up here and down into the actual test chamber. You don't want to use the rotating wall, because you cannot get to it fast enough for it to be at the right angle to do it. And obviously you'll die a lot and it's slow. So we don't want to do that. You want to line up orange gel towards the exit door, do your crouch boost, and then just jump at the end. If you do the crouch boost, you will have enough speed to get to the door, no problem. So I'll just run through that chamber again for that strat, and then I'll do a different one, because the other one is, for one point of it, it's actually significantly different. A lot faster, but a lot harder to do. And it uses a gel preserve, so this is where I'm going to explain the gel preserve properly. I actually don't understand completely why it works, so that's what not to do. Don't get trapped on there. There you go. So that bit's, it looks all over the place, but it's pretty straightforward once you learn the jumps. And then there's just that last bit at the end. So this next strat, it uses the gel preserve. I think it's about 4 or 5 seconds faster than that one is, if you get it first time, and that's a big if. If you can like get the consistency up to do this every time, then yeah, go for it, but I can't, so I don't use it. I try and limit the amount that I use the gel preserve, because it's still pretty RNG. I mean, there's I've done everything I can to come up with reference points and stuff for it, but it always slows me down. It always makes it slower than doing the normal strat anyway. Gel Preserver, you do not have to press that button. So when you come straight down here, just put blue gel on the floor and bounce your way over to this fizzler. Now, the way that I understand it, Zone might have a different opinion on how this works. If you unpress one of your gel buttons, one of the mouse buttons, if you unpress it while the fizzler is trying to turn it off, it will keep it on for some really strange reason. So if you hold it down and let go of it just as you walk through, if you've done it at exactly the right time, that will happen. So the gel will stay on. I'm not pressing any buttons right now, so it's stuck on. If you want to turn it off, if you've done everything you need to with the gel and you'd rather not spray it everywhere, just left click. If it's the blue gel, right click if it's the orange gel, and that will turn it off. Wasn't around, cool. So then all you need to do is do your normal things with the, oops. Be very careful about where you're spraying blue gel because it's a lot harder to control. And at this point you can turn it off and get through here.
So now we know what that noise was. It's one mystery solved. Unfortunately, science, I thought our testing spree had...
Yeah, let go of the mouse click as you walk through the door. That's how you get the gel preserve. I'm sure there's a way that you could, you know, find a reference point on the fizzler where you can get it every time. But since the fizzler is sort of infinitely thin, or in fact, it's not even because of that. There's a fizzler coming up, so. So, example, if you figured out that, you know, if you have your mouse here and you sort of press it to walk through like that, I actually got it. That was actually me trying to figure out a reference point. I did figure that one out as one, but the problem with that is I got very lucky there, because who's to say I'm not over here and looking at the same point, which wouldn't do it. This is why it's rough. You'd need two to line it up to make sure you're actually looking in the right direction. Then line it up and do it. Which takes a lot of time. That doesn't save any time over intended at all.
Now we just have to find a way into the entrance.
Because it just takes so long to set up. So if you want to use a gel preserve, best thing to do is just practice it a lot, get used to the timing, and hope for the best. I mean, a lot of like these rough tricks are... There we go. Yeah, I got it up to about like sort of every 3 and 5 tries once I figured out the reference point, but it just wasn't fast enough. So now I have to figure it out. I explained what you asked me. This is another one where you start right at the back. This is the Fizzler intro, I believe it's called. You'll start right at the back of the platform here, so just walk backwards. Start the dialogue.
This one should be pretty easy.
So, new strat I've come up with recently. I haven't done it. I didn't use it in my world record run. I should have done really. If you turn the Fizzler on and do 2 hops, so 1 hop to the Fizzler, 1 hop away from the Fizzler, and you bounce, you jump on blue gel, so standing on it. Remember, don't jump onto it like that, otherwise you won't get the same height. Bounce onto that corner, and bounce onto there and go straight to the right. You can do it in one smooth move of jumps, and that's the fastest way to do this chamber, it's like that. As known, I use the gel preserve in escape, but you still need the chair. I can't figure out any way to do it without the chair. I'll show you, because we're not that far off it. So when we get there, I'll show you what I do in escape. But walk backwards off the plate, bounce your way over to the left and come over to this button. 2 bounces, jump over into the edge here, over to the corner, and then straight to the right. And try and get it through the door as fast as possible, because when you trigger the Fizzler, that's when the that's when the dialogue will start. So make sure you go through there as fast as possible.
This one should be pretty easy.
If you can't get those 3 jumps, because it does take a bit of practice to do, another way you can do it is to come around to the right here and jump over like that on the wall, and then just do 2 bounces like that and strafe over. I don't actually know any way you can do it without. I can't get over the first railing because of the invisible walls over the railings without the chair. But I do the rest of it with the gel preserve.
Okay, login, user Nigel, subject, and 3.
There you go. So that one's pretty straightforward.
Been your best performance yet. Unfortunately, the metal music was part of the test. So this test does not count towards your performance. Sorry.
Lovely. This one you're in the middle. You do need to walk off it, but you can walk off in any direction since you're in the middle. Don't worry about it. This one's really easy, it's just one single trick, and there are reference points to make it completely dead easy. So when you walk along, you want to come off this edge right here where the you get white panels to black panels. Make a line of orange gel up to this this line in the middle. I say aim around here, and just spray one blob of blue gel, then just aim at the same point and do a crouch boost.
Advanced flow mechanics.
Oh, okay.
While there is no time
That sounds
to
rough.
this test, it is
But
encouraged that
actually,
you can be quick.
nah, you may as well take the chair.
Be fast.
So yeah, that's mega easy.
But not perfect. We still have plenty of
It just
time
takes a bit of practice to line up those two reference points quickly and make sure you get the gel down as fast as possible, but the actual trick itself is not hard to do. Yeah, it's one of my favourite chambers because it's a nice relaxing chamber that's just easy to do, and it means you can focus on the chambers coming up. This one you want to bunny hop off because you want to get down here as fast as possible. Make a line of orange gel up to the door, and then as soon as the door opens, run through it and bounce your way up to here. And the actual intended strat for this is the same as the speedrun strat for Portal 2, so that's pretty cool. Because in Portal 2 you would jump through here and grab it even though you weren't supposed to. In this game you actually meant to grab it. So when you come up to here, hit the button first and then put the gel down, because, well, you have time after you press the button before the cubes get launched. So stick that down and jump through and grab the cube. And then work your way over to the laser. If you get up to high speed while running on orange gel while you're placing it on the ground, start jumping, because in all likelihood, between there and here, the gel's going to spread weirdly and you're going to slow down. So if you aren't lucky enough to get to high speed, then just start jumping. So you can preserve your speed and not lose it, because you probably will lose it. For this bit, there's a little trick I use to make this slightly faster. If you don't stop walking forward or holding orange gel and you just go around in smooth motion like that, you can keep your speed up to max and get around here really fast and slide your way over to where you need to be. If you are unlucky enough that the cube falls down into this portal, don't worry about it, just grab it, stick some blue gel here and, whoops. I didn't bounce for some reason. Yeah, I found it really funny. I don't know if they did that on purpose. I'd love it if they did it on purpose, but I don't think they're smart enough to do that. Yeah, just stick blue gel around here and that... Why is that not bouncing? I look like an idiot now. This doesn't happen to me a lot, so I don't know. Okay, it seems like don't go towards the edge, just aim for like this middle bit here. What? Sorry, we'll figure this out. Alright, let's try right up at the edge on one of these things. No, but that doesn't work either. Why am I not bouncing? Okay. It seems like I can't jump on them, but I can bounce on them. Okay. So you might have to do this. You might have to spray it first and then jump onto it like that. It doesn't seem to want to let me bounce if you just jump on it. That's a bit weird. I've never seen that happen before. But I don't end up going there a lot. So stick blue gel on the floor as close as you can here, and jump over this to the left through the fizzler and into there. You might have to move around a little bit because they don't take away your control for that like beginning bit of the tube ride. It's very annoying. Wait, for the whole tube ride, I think that's a really short one.
It turns out I was wrong. Have fun.
So button first, gel down, cube, over to the laser, turn all the things on. Don't stop spraying orange gel and don't stop holding W, and you can get around here really fast. Be careful not to fall off the edge though, that's a pretty stupid thing to do. Yes, finding new bugs in the tutorial, definitely. Right, stick that on there. bunny hop to the left, and then just orange go your way around there. Remember what I said earlier, that the lasers won't hurt you if you're in midair, so don't worry about jumping slightly too late, I guess, as long as you're not touching the ground when you hit the laser. It won't bounce you back and you won't lose time. Right, this is another one that it doesn't really matter whether you bunny hop off or walk off, since bunny hopping off, you'll have to wait for the door to open, and walking off, obviously it's slower, because you're walking. I'm going to teach you my old strat and my new strat, because my new strat is so inconsistent. I really dislike this chamber. So when you come in, make your way over to here with the orange gel, spray blue gel around there, and if you put orange gel down over here, it shouldn't like cover up this like little bit of blue over here. That's good, you want that. Grab the cube, aim for sort of the edge of the door over there past the pillar, and then just do a crouched boost. I did something wrong there, but I went really slow. So let's try that again. So this is the slower way of doing it, but it is a lot easier. I missed again. Hate this chamber. Really, really do. Oh. Alright, let's modify it slightly. I haven't used this in a while, so I might have actually done it slightly differently. If we start off sort of around here and curve to the right, so you can get a little bit of extra distance out of your crouching. That's something we're going to have to use later on, so I should explain that in better detail. You don't have to go straight forward when you're doing your propulsion boost. You can curve around like that. As long as you don't turn too tightly, you won't lose your speed. There you go. Yeah, I don't think I was crouching long enough. Yeah, this chamber is really rough. It might take a lot of practice to get right. It might take a lot of luck to get right as well. But the way I do it now, because that is really seems to be really luck based anyway, I just do it this way, which is a lot faster. Just spray blue gel over there, bring orange gel around here, then crouch your way around this corner, and go. You do not have a lot of time to aim that, which is why it's pretty luck based, because you don't have enough time to aim it properly. But you can hope for the best. Okay, yeah, I should have mentioned that. Whenever you're doing any of these flings, make sure you crouch at the end, because you're more likely to get it. Oh, I actually did that in my segmented run. I came around this way and swooped the cube over there and just pumped it on there and went. Cannot do it in single segment though. I can't even do the normal strat in single segment. Really hate this one. There we go. And then you can either do a cube throw or you can run up to it with orange gel, it's up to you. Cube throw is faster, depending on how high you throw it, I guess. But I wouldn't go for a cube throw. At no point. Yeah, the cover launch is mega tough, but you're more likely to get the speed, less likely to get it in the right place. Okay, so for this chamber, once you first come in, as soon as you go through the fizzler, make your way over here. Now stop. Don't stick blue gel down, otherwise this will happen. That's bad. You don't want that to happen. So come over here, stop, then put blue gel down and jump over here. You're not trying to launch yourself really far over there, you're just trying to get over here as fast as possible and then jump up here. So remember to stop. Yeah, I haven't actually seen the run, but I've heard that a segmented run is being made. And I'm going to try and beat it if I can, but I imagine it's all the source run guys, so it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, when you start this chamber, come up to here, stop, put blue gel down. When you're jumping up here, probably best to pre-place the blue gel up on that target, since that's just time saved. Then sort of aim down at the ground and go on the gel plate. It's really hard to show you where to aim for, because you can't actually see it when you're about to jump, but it's around there. So when you jump up here, spray up there, spray down, and then jump. Spray over at this corner, and if you've done it fast enough, the cube should be just coming down at this point, so you can just grab it then, make your way over here to this edge, and then just jump over here. This is where the circle launching really does come into play. Because that is not enough distance to get you over there. Definitely not. So spray blue gel down here, and then spray orange over there, so you're left a little bit over there. Not like that, because that's not bouncy. Make sure there's a... Make sure it fades, make sure it doesn't just stop. And then curve around. And try and aim at the door, but again, not a lot of time to aim it. But don't worry about it, because, I mean, not a lot of bad stuff can happen during that jump, other than dying in a few various ways.
But more importantly, science. Good luck.
After I've done this, I can show you a couple of my segmented routes that I've already recorded. There are some pretty tough ones. Yeah. Well, yeah, I can show you what I've got. Well, if I've done something that they haven't, then you can just use my split. That's fine. I can't actually remember which chamber this is.
Final chamber. If you solve this test, it means you are eligible to perform a series of highly dangerous procedures. And that was what we were testing for. Another mystery solved.
Right, okay. So this is the last chamber before the escape scene, before the stage one comes in. So the first thing you want to do is you want to come to the right of this button and do a propulsion gel boost along there. Then you want to pre-place from this pillar to wherever you land. I mean, the angle is not completely important. Obviously, if you're coming across at this angle, you're not going to go where you want to go. So you preferably want to try and aim to be coming over here to the left of this line and at the back. If you stick down blue gel in the corner like you do with the other double boost that we did, and aim for basically the edge, just there, and then crouch. Should be fine. If you hold D straight to the right as you're doing this, I've never missed this, so I don't know if you can, but just in case I was straight to the right, so you definitely get yourself caught on that like you should. That doesn't, it comes up here, doesn't it? So that's fine, I can jump down. So, as you come in the door, you want to come to the right here, do a strafe boost jump across here, replace a lot of orange gel, stick your blue gel down, aim for the far right, and then crouch and look right. Or strafe right. It feels a bit dodgy, it feels like you've only just made it, but that's how it always looks. I never liked it. So this is another one that uses the gel preserve. I'll go through a route with and without it. If you don't want to use the gel preserve, then you don't have to. If you just do the jump at the beginning, if you try and make the jump as short as possible, then you'll hit the the walkway faster, and the dialogue will start faster. So you want to preserve your blue gel across this, so hold down your left mouse button, walk through the fizzler and let go of it. I'm usually better with this one than I am with other ones. The problem is I tend to go a little bit by sound. It's a very hard thing to explain, but at a certain point in the sound that it makes when fizzling it, I turn it off. Obviously I've got the sound way down at the moment, so you guys can hear me, so I can actually do it properly. But other things you can do, you could let go when you sort of pass this. Whatever way works for you. I mean, it's pretty inconsistent, so try and do whatever you can. Alright, thanks then. Yeah, I'll try and do it so I can include it in the tutorial. You want to grab the chair when you come out, unless you're doing Zenon strat, which he's going to try and explain to me. So grab this chair, keep the blue gel on, don't touch your left mouse button. If you do, then you're not stuck, but you'll have to do the slow method for this. I like to paint this vent as I'm going around it, because why not? If you try and do what I did, drop the chair onto its side as you're walking through the vent and pick it up again, so that it's on its side, you can then just drop it out here, come out of the vent, and oops, try and land on top of the chair. Can't see it, there it is. And then just straight down here. Press your first button, push the second button. At this point you can get rid of the blue gel, you don't need it anymore. Straight over to this button, and then as it fades away, quick save and quick load, and then it will stop that that cutscene. What map? That's escape, isn't it? Of course. By the way, if you're using live split and you're using the automatic splitter, make sure you have 27 splits. That's how many chambers there are in this game. Right, so the other strat for this, if you don't want to use Jail Preserve, very similar. If you come through and grab the chair, bring it back through the fizzler and paint it, then hop on the desks and bring it up. It's all relatively the same, just without blue gel, just with the chair. So bring it through here. It's not the quick load you need, it's loading the autosave. Loading the autosave? Oh, okay, because I quick save. Oh, fine, it doesn't matter. Okay, fair enough. Well, quick save, quick load works. So if you're doing this without the gel, you want to bring it up to this corner here, jump on it, and if you want to be safe, come to this ledge and grab your chair. If you want to live life on the edge, then grab it as you're coming down, after jumping on it. Oops.
No, I mean the other one.
Press your button, bring your chair over here, jump on it, press that button, and then same as before.
You are a dead test subject. No time to lose. Go.
And then...
If you stop for even a second,
see, it doesn't work.
Test subject. No time to lose. Go.
I think I did it too early.
If you stop for even a second.
Okay, it does work. Yeah. So you can just load autosave. You should have one map to load autosave anyway, because it's when you're about to die, the best thing you can do is just load your autosave and go back where you are. I like to paint my name at the beginning of this, because why not? Time to kill. Did I explain everything in that last one? That's right. Yeah, I think I explained everything in the last one. Right, so when you come into this, you want to orange your gel your way up the stairs, and when the door opens, stick blue gel down on the floor. The way that I set this up is in the middle of these two here, if you look straight down. Yeah, you can bind the key to load the autosave. I have it mapped to Z. It's just, it doesn't have to fit out completely if you're doing the quick save and the quick load. It only has to be about half faded out. So I think quick saving and quick loading is actually quicker because you can do it earlier. Oh yeah, the jump, you wanted to show that, okay. So if you can try and explain that to me, I'll see if I can do it and show it off.
As I said, you made it through the experiment, but if you want to survive, you have to listen to me and do what I say.
Just well, as you come out, there's like an overhang bit.
Now go through the door that says authorized personnel only. Don't worry, you're authorized personnel now.
So this might be a way not to need the chair at all, which is ideal because I hate the chair.
That, my friend, is what keeps us
So if we gel preserve, and then oh come on. Small rooms can be annoying when you've already accidentally placed blue gel everywhere. There we go. If you do the jump just right and you crouch, you can like skip that first bit, but that's segmented stuff. You're not gonna do that every time. If you do it like in your run, great, but I wouldn't be counting on it. So the ground just underneath it. What do you mean here? What do you mean do like... Oh, okay.
Good. Now this is critical. The next button will confirm a complete shutdown of the ulcer. If you stop for even a second, you are a dead test subject. No time to lose. Go!
That works. That quick save, quick load. And it still does it, even though it was half faded. So do that. Don't load the autosave, do quick save, quick load, and you can do it sort of halfway through the fade. It's a habit, I can't not put it down. Right, so onto this bit. Stick blue gel on the floor here, and sort of in between these two here. I think I said those two last time. I was wrong, ignore me. These two, I think, yeah. You want to jump, and after you jump, straight to the left and immediately straight to the right again. Because you want to come sort of... You want to come into this fizzler and then up over it. So go out, in, and then over again. It takes a bit of practice to get to do it, but it's not that difficult once you have. The quick load still makes you watch the fade afterwards. Actually, yeah, that's true. Okay, it makes no difference whether you, in the last chamber, you quick save or quick load, or just load your autosave. Whichever one you want to do. Is there a video tutorial yet? You're looking at it.
I have very high expectations for you. You are definitely the best of the
So,
best.
I'll explain Geist's method for this first, and then I'll explain Peroculus's, and then I'll explain mine. Geist's I can't do. It is... I don't know what the setup for it, I'll just show you what it is and what it's meant to do. But I don't know the setup for it, and I don't know how to get it to work. In his run, he does a double bounce sort of like that, and he ends up there. I can't do it. I really don't know what the setup is for it, so you might have to pester him about that. Yeah, I try and go right back, so like tiny little strafes. There we go. But I couldn't think of a reference point that would have meant I could get that every time. So that's Geist's method to get up there. Peroculus is to grab the cube, come up here, and then do another bounce up to here, and then you can set up your cube. Mine, the third and final step, for goodness sake. Sorry. Right, so it's coming through here. You can pre-fire your gel over here, and then when the cube comes down, grab it. So this is kind of tough to do. This is the only thing that makes this one faster than the other two, and if you screw this up, then it's not faster than the other route. So if you can do this, then there is no point doing this route. How do I get back? I never normally have to navigate the maps like this. It's like go from the beginning to the end, that's it. I'm not used to... Yeah, the last one I did Peroculus is slow, but it's by far the easiest method to use. Mine's easier than Geist's, and I think it's actually faster than Geist as well. So, I would just use my route. Whoops. Right, that's the only thing if you get it like slightly wrong, is it wastes a lot of time with like all the bouncing. If that happens, just hold crouch. As always, to stop yourself bouncing, hold crouch. You can, bunny hopping in the res is slightly faster because you can cut the corners, but I wouldn't do it unless you're extremely comfortable bunny hopping, because I've died a couple of times doing that. Right, so spray your orange gel and grab the cube. Crouch and then uncrouch once you're over the top of this. If you just stand up, you will hit it and you'll have to come around this side and waste your time. If you simply hold crouch the whole time, you'll fly over the top of it. So hold crouch until you're over it and then stand up so it will stop you, and then just blue gel your way up here. That is, as far as I know, the fastest way of doing this. But you have to get that crouch thing right, otherwise it ends up being slower than Geist's method is. So crouch, uncrouch, then jump up here. And then just do a propulsion gel boost and crouch. You can do it without crouching, but best not to, just in case you screw it up. I mean, there's no harm in just crouching just in case. And then orange gel your way out. So I'll do that whole thing now, because that was a bit all over the place. And I'll do it with my method. He always ends up really bad. Oh, I thought I'd screwed it up, man. If you go too near the fizzler, if you don't stray far enough away from it, it will just turn your gel off again. Because the trigger for turning the gel off extends further than the actual physical fizzler does. Whoops, wasn't meant to happen. So stick your orange gel down, grab the cube, crouch, uncrouch, and jump up here. Crouch your way up there, and then to the end. I thought about having my keyboard up for this. I probably should have done. I completely forgot about that. I used to, when I did my runs, I used to have a keyboard thing up which would show you my keyboard inputs, but I stopped using it. I don't know why.
I know what you must be wondering. What are we testing for?
Right, so when you come into this chamber, once you pass this point, immediately jump through the right, press this button and walk backwards. Don't go around it. There is absolutely no point going around it. It just wastes time. Go through it. Press the button, walk through, paint blue gel on the floor, and then straight over to this button. Press that. That's intended. I'm sure you guys know how to do that. Just press the button, spray your blue gel, crouch the sphere, hop your way back, and try and avoid this red button there. You don't have to put the sphere onto that. You only need to touch it. Assuming you aren't expecting to lose any cubes anytime soon. If you know that you can do this 100% of the time without losing the cube, what you can do, if I just go from here, no, I need to actually press that button. If I just go from here, you can try and do sort of, I missed it, like a little mini cube throw like that. I wouldn't have actually done anything because that's not on, but it only needs to touch it and it'll give you your cube. Once you've done that, once you've placed the cube and lined it up with the exit, don't worry about the other one. There is another one, yeah, there. Don't worry about that. There's two things you can do from here. They're not... One's slightly faster than the other, but there is not that much of a difference between them. The first route, which I think is slightly easier, is you kind of want to pre-place this, so while your cube's coming down, just place blue gel there and catch your cube, put it down there. Then you want to press this button, jump on this faith plate, spray gel up there, bounce down, strafe over here, and then bounce over to there. Sounds complicated, but yeah, it's not that hard. And then just bounce over here. If you get that perfect, it's pretty much, I think it's only like 0.2 seconds slower than the faster route. So, no, it's probably 0.2 seconds slower than the fastest route. So don't worry about using it if you have to. It is an easier way of doing it, and I used to use it. It's fine. If you want to do the faster way, just line a cube up with that, and hop back here. This is another thing with the gel. Again, jump on it like that while from standing. Don't bunny up onto like that, otherwise you won't go high enough. So come over here and spray gel at your... Oops, didn't crouch long enough. Spray gel at your feet and jump up. An immediate bounce again. And at the height of your jump, so I'll probably just do double bounce here and show you that. At the height of your jump, like that, when you stop going up and start coming down, then you want to bounce on this wall. And then just strafe your way a little bit. You can get to the end. So that is minutely faster and minutely harder, so take your pick. It really doesn't matter.
How is this going to end? Where else has Nigel lied to me? When did I learn his name was Nigel? Why does it look like I'm outside? Where is he getting with all these...
No! So if that happens, just hit the buttons again. It happens to me sometimes. Like in single segment runs, don't worry about it. Right, line up your cube, and I'll do the fastest track, because that's the one I use in my runs anyway. So it's fairly easy. You just gotta make sure you strafe. If you don't strafe, you won't go far enough. So that little bit of strafe at the end is what gets you your tiny bit of extra distance, so you can actually make that trick.
I see you.
Double Axe, thank you for following.
Okay, so we need to press
Right.
to push our testing
So this next one, come in here and position yourself between the button and this vent here, and wait for the cube. Once you get the cube, throw it on the button. Oops. There's a thing about placement. If you have the time to worry about this, if you have the reaction speed to actually be concerned about this, make sure it's facing this way. If it's facing this way, you might have a problem. So if it's facing sort of this way, so it's facing towards the edge, that's a lot better, and I'll explain why in a second. Once you put it on there, just come into this side and just touch the fizzler. As soon as it's sort of your screen starts shaking, that's when you can do it. And grab this cube. This is why it's better to have it that way. because you see the cube is straight when I go to grab it like that. If it was around this way, the cube would be like that. And it's really important you have the cube the right way around. So if your cube's the right way, just come over here, do your propulsion crouch boost, and then just jump over here. If your cube's the wrong way around, like if you're holding your cube like that, this is the point where you'd have to drop it and pick it up again. Because we have to do a cube bounce. What we're effectively going to do is we're going to hit this faith plate so it launches us, but we're going to position the cube in such a way that we hit the cube and bounce off it so that we go up there. And the way I do this is I stand on this corner here and I basically aim towards that blue dot in the middle of the faith plate there. So just stand here and aim this way. Hold the cube up in the air. Not too high, not like that, but sort of like chest level. Drop it and immediately walk forward. And you should end up here. Which is a lot better than the old sticking your gel in the really slow excursion funnel and painting this bit. Because now you have your orange gel over here. Doesn't really matter, but this fizzler isn't a proper fizzler. It won't fizzle cubes. Doesn't matter because you're not going to try and take a cube through there, but just in case you wanted to know. So was I hated this chamber. Just waiting for that, it's just such a nightmare. I was really happy when they found that skip. But once you're up here, there's a couple things you can do. You can do what I do, where I stick blue gel on there and jump. Geist likes I can't do it now because I've lost my gel, but he likes to put orange gel over here and sort of jump his way over there. But I prefer doing it this way. Don't know why, just do. Once you've done that, stick your orange gel over here, and then just do a bounce. Tip blue gel on the floor and bounce again, and then just make your way to the exit. Yeah, the other way was so irritating.
So we need some questions to push our testing forward.
Anything to do with excursion funnels that doesn't use CFG is really annoying. Because they're so slow. So yeah, I managed to put it around the right way so that I've just got it there this time and I can head straight to the faith plate to do my... Oops, that was close. Oh, if you miss, you can just like come there. That's probably faster anyway. I don't even know why I put blue gel down there. Just force of habit, I guess.
Maybe not an hour, but you still idle for quite a while.
You want to get into the tube as fast as possible because this is really short dialogue. You will finish almost as soon as the door opens. So trying to get into the tube as fast as possible.
Keep it up.
And you can fade to the next level faster. I don't think there's anything else for that chamber. There aren't really any other strats as... Oh, there is one thing I forgot. Bread first.
Okay, so we need some questions to push our testing forward. Give you a reason to keep you engaged with the test.
Okay, so stand between the button and the tube. Throw the button on. Activate your orange gel. It's the wrong way around this time, so drop the cube and grab it again, and then do your bounce. Alright then, no problem. Have fun in class. Thanks for stopping by. So if you don't want to do that, if you want to do this is slightly slower, but I mean, I may as well just show you everything. You can do it this way. I can't, apparently. If you jump along here, and then just strafe and jump your way around here, you can do it that way, but that's slower, so don't do it that way. Just in case you wanted to see
Maybe not an hour.
any other route for it.
Idle for quite a while, just doing nothing, supposedly thinking how to solve the test. Oh yeah. You did a terrific job. Keep it up.
Don't like Nigel. Alright, this one, again, you're in the middle, so, doesn't matter which direction you walk off. I don't think you even have to walk off. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do.
This chamber is divided in 2 parts.
No, I'm wrong. You have to walk off, because this is dialogue based. No, there's not a lot of time save in it, because the dialogue isn't that long, but walk off, yeah. Once you get out here, come to this corner there, and jump on the edge, and jump down here. That will skip all of this nonsense. Come through here and activate a button. One thing to mention about this, if you look at the the crusher, it's not actually right on the edge there. So if you're running along here and you mistimed it, it's fine. As long as you're holding D, you'll still stay on it. Don't worry about it. So that's one of the main reasons why I have used map to mouse button up, scroll wheel up, is for that second button.
This test chamber is
And I'll show you why. I'll try and do it at full speed and show you exactly why I use the scroll wheel instead of spacebar or E or whatever it's bound to. It's so I can do that, basically. Just as I'm flying past, hit it, and then just keep going, not bother looking back to see if I've actually hit it or not. So once you've hit the third button, you'll know the third button's been hit because the laser's activated. Just set up your orange shell here, run forward and jump. And jump again. And this shouldn't be, if you're fast enough, this shouldn't have come down yet. You should have a couple of seconds just to wait and grab it, and then once you've grabbed it, aim it at that, and turn 180 degrees, and come over here. So this is one of the coolest tricks in this game, I think. I absolutely love this trick. I believe there's a route in Portal 2's 3 gels that uses this, but I've never been able to do it. So you're going to be trying to get yourself trapped between these two pipes, these first two there. And it's easier to do that first try, so like that. If you sort of miss first time, it's why it's kind of important to actually work on it until you get it first try. If you miss, like that, oops, you'll be squirming around like this forever trying to get yourself stuck, which wastes a lot of time. So I would keep at this one until you can get it first try, because it will save you a lot of time. So grab that cube and stick it on the end there. Get yourself stuck between these two. Now while you're stuck, you're gaining speed because the game thinks you're falling. Okay, that's... I was hoping that would happen at some point, just not now. That's what happens if you don't strafe away from it as you come up. And I should probably explain why I had the boost in the first place. While you're trapped between those two, you are stuck, obviously. But the game doesn't quite think you're stuck. It thinks you're still free-falling. So during that time while you're stuck, you're still going faster and faster and faster. Until you release yourself, and then you're falling at this like stupidly fast speed. It's because the game doesn't know you're stuck. It thinks that all is well and you're falling to your death. So once you've got the speed, it should be about 2 seconds, around 2.5 seconds that you have to wait. Like no more than 3 seconds. Definitely. Whoops, didn't get it that time. 1, 2, go. Now if you don't strafe away like that, if you just sort of leave it and bounce, you will hit the top of the tube and go flying over here, and you don't want that to happen because obviously it takes a very long time to hop your way along these mountains and get to the exit. So make sure you're strafing away, make sure you're turning while you're strafing away so you've got a faster strafe, and don't let that happen because that's horrible. You don't want that to happen. That was pancakes, hello. What are you doing? So informational, that's because it's a tutorial. They tend to be. So if you do it right, you'll end up like that. And now that wasn't high enough. So if it's not high enough, don't worry, just bounce and then hop along that rail down to here. Make sure you land over here because you can't place gel over here. So if you land over here, you can immediately orange gel your way over to the exit. Right, now, what it looks like if you get it right. I swear I'm doing it wrong on purpose. So wait about 2 seconds, 3 seconds, strafe your way over here. Now, I went really high and I hit the ceiling. That wastes a bit of time. You want to only just get onto this railing. You sort of want to come up here and then strafe your way and only just hit it. That's perfect time. That's like the perfect speed. Obviously, you can sort of underdo it and like that, not go high enough, or you can go really high and it just wastes a lot of time. If you just go high enough to hit that railing at the edge and then go jump, jump, that's the fastest way of doing it. Obviously that requires a lot of practice to actually get that. So that's the whole chamber. I'll just run through that quickly, put it all together.
3 cubes and another when you get to the exit. Good luck.
By the way, I don't know how to get it first time. It's something I just sort of did, and eventually I got it first time almost every time after a bit of practice. I don't know the specifics of how you actually get stuck right at the beginning. I just don't know. I haven't really experimented with it enough to have a reference point or anything. A lot can go wrong during Nick Glitch. You might have to practice this one quite a lot to get it consistent, because it can be pretty RNG with the way that the tubes are shaped. Anything circular is really RNG. Right, so there we go. Then one hop on the railing to get to the end. You want to hop on the railing and not go straight to the platform, because, like I said, you cannot put blue gel at the beginning of that platform. Okay, that was singing in my chat. How lovely.
Now this test chamber is
Right,
located in the
so this is
rear
another one where you can jump off and wait for the door, or you can walk off and not wait for the door, up to you.
end of the test.
It's actually quite a difficult chamber.
Cranium. It's science in a can.
There's a lot to think about. So I'm going to explain this first section all in one go, because I don't want the cube to spawn yet. So you want to place orange gel along here while you're running. Obviously, don't pre-place it. It's a lot to pre-place, and you just don't need to. And then jump on the end. That was good aiming. Once you get over there, first thing you want to do is put blue sort of in the middle over there. I'll show you why in a second. Put blue over there and put orange gel. I'll just show you that bit. It's fine. So come along here. Put blue gel there and orange gel sort of along here. If you're lucky, now this is an RNG thing, the cube will bounce, hit this wall, and it will just... It's almost like the game is giving you the cube. It will just bounce to you. Quickest way of getting the cube. It won't always happen, so sometimes you need to come over and grab the cube because it would just land and stay there. But once you've got your cube, whether the game has handed it to you or you've had to pick it up yourself, you sort of want to stand. Sorry. You sort of want to stand right here, so you're sort of two lines into this. Well, three. 1, 2, 3 lines into it there, and aiming towards that faceplate. And just walk forward and whoops, missed. If you load an autosave, the cube will spawn faster, and you won't be able to do that trick with the blue gel. So there's no point in trying. You just won't get it fast enough. So yeah, run along here and blue gel it. Okay, I wasn't going fast enough. I actually know what I did. It's because I'm starting from this bit. I'm confusing myself. I do play Aperture tag a lot. I have the world record in speedrunning it. At the moment we're recording a tutorial for it. It won't be around all the time, don't worry. I won't be playing Aperture tag 24/7. I'm thinking about starting Mirror's Edge next week as a new game to speedrun. I'm sorry, it won't come up as much in the future. Right, so yeah. Center around the third prong in, aim at the faceplate, and then blue gel pretty much right at the end, just as you're touching the edge. And that'll get you over here. So you want to land on that faceplate. Now this will take a few hours of practice. It took me quite a long time to get this. I think it took a couple of days, to be honest. You want to come over to here and put blue gel down on this edge. This is bouncy, as you can see. And put orange gel going down here. You want to do this circular crouched strafe boost along here. And you want to come in over around here-ish. Yeah, about in line with where that stops. And aim at the corner at the right. Again, you do not have a lot of time to aim, that's why this takes so much practice. You just kind of have to know how to do it, you know, just from muscle memory. But you want to aim at the far right of there, and should be able to do this. And then just orange show your way through the door. Now that will take practice, a lot of practice, because you don't have time to aim. I don't know why I will practice then. I like the original Portal, but it's too crazy for me to run. I really don't. I would do Out of Bounds if I did, and I just can't understand it. So I got lucky with the QBN. I think it will happen more often than not. Just sometimes it won't, and it wastes about a second when it does. It's not too bad. Alright, so that's our chamber. Team Scotty. Oh, okay. Some other stuff if you don't particularly
Now this test chamber is located
yeah, I know, I don't have any mods. It's alright.
You'll obtain a complimentary training can at the end of the test.
Some other ways to doing this anyway. You shouldn't need to do any other trick for this first bit, it's easy. You just have to get reference points right. So other ways of getting back. If you do the same setup, a slightly easier way of getting back that won't get you killed so much is to aim over there. So I'll make a quick save it first. So aim over there. Oops, I missed. Nice. Oh, there's a quick save there anyway. Auto save there anyway. So you can come over here and not hit the fake plate and just work your way over this way. Or, best of all, the slowest one but the easiest one is to literally just come over this way and jump along there. Obviously this is a lot slower, but also a lot easier. So I'll do that one all the way through, and then we'll go on to the next one.
Now this test chamber is located in a real desert. Don't worry, you'll obtain a complimentary training.
That thing where I flick my mouse downwards, that's because I'm placing blue gel, like, straight down. Every time you want to do a blue gel thing like that, always just quickly look straight down and spray it, and then look up again if you want to look where you're going. If not, then don't worry about it. Just keep looking down. You tend to look down more in this game than up. It's a bit annoying. Not as annoying as Portal 1 and always sort of looking backwards, but it's still pretty annoying because you spend all your time in the air looking down at everything, or shooting. What was I saying? Shooting jet at your feet. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, this next one. Just hop your way through it. Put blue gel here because again it's faster to do one big jump than it is to do lots of little bunny hops. And line yourself up at this edge here. It shouldn't take long to do. This shouldn't take, like, don't sit here trying to line it up, just walk along. And then do a circle jump to the left, bounce, crouch, and try and land on the top of this speaker here. After doing that, just jump up here, stick blue gel down, do a bounce onto this thing, and up here. So that's all relatively straightforward, just a lot of bouncing. There are two ways to do this. Oh. What? There's something confusing. That's alright. Just let me know if something was weird and I'll explain it again. So there are two ways you can do this bit. The way I like to do it is with another one of these circular crouch boosts. Like that. You get yourself right by the door that way. I don't know which one's faster. They probably are pretty much the same. I've never timed it, so don't take my word for it. You can come straight over here and bounce your way along there. So that's up to you, whichever one you think is faster, whichever one you prefer. Oh, my sound's died.
Depressed. The new Aperture
What
site's
the?
exotic location staging will.
The game wasn't making any sound for a second, that was weird.
At the end of a test
Okay.
chamber, or alone, or depressed. The new Aperture
So,
site's exotic
come over here,
location staging will
do a circle jump to the left. Oops, okay, I strafed too much and I lost my control there because I was going too fast. Again, that happens all the time, in like every single chamber, or at least once. So, don't worry about it if it happens. Alright, there we go.
Good job. If you think that you still experience the negative emotion,
Make a
while
funny
testing,
face.
fill out the
Am I always making a
appropriate
funny
submission
face?
form at the end of the test.
Ooh, self-burn. Yeah, the game sort of went silent for like 2 seconds. I don't know what happened.
A not so fun fact: the water in
Right, so this one, again, walk off or jump off, up to you, it makes no difference.
a not so fun.
I like to walk off. Some people like to jump off. But for these ones, there is no
The
real...
water in this test is recycled from the old test chambers we were solving a couple hours ago. I would
there is no
this.
faster one.
Our Aperture
So,
science water
there's a couple of ways you can do this. Go from slowest to fastest. Slowest being to come over here and bounce your way along there.
None of your urine in the air.
Bounce in that, and then just hop off the rail to the door. That's the easiest one, but
A not so fun fact:
the slowest, obviously. The other one you can do is to head up here and jump back. When you do that jump, you do have to crouch, otherwise you can't go high enough. So then you want to work your way back here, and then do basically the same thing. It's a little hop off the rail, and then orange straight away. So those are slow, but they're easy. The fastest route is actually quite hard. It'll take a little bit of practice, and you may still get it wrong sometimes. But if you head up to here as well, and you want to jump onto the railing, walk up it, and jump off. Now, the thing with the railing is if I stand on it, 3 strikes, 3 hits of damage, and you're dead. So you can only take 2. Mac, welcome to the stream, by the way. I'm doing a tutorial for this game. I'm recording it live, because why not? So yeah, you only have 2 hits. So you want to jump onto the railing and walk up it for 2 hits, and I got it wrong. Walk up it for 2 hits, and just before the 3rd, jump off. And you still might miss. It's a tricky strat, but it saves about 18 seconds off that first one. So you definitely want to get this right. This is one of the ones where if I get it wrong the first time, I get it wrong a lot of times in a row. There we go. I don't know why I'm restarting to do the whole thing again, because that basically was... There's only one trick to this. It's one of those one-trick chambers. There we go. I probably should have changed the title of the stream to have a tutorial edition. It's a bit late now. It's almost finished.
This chamber only uses the blue gel.
Right, so like a couple of other chambers, this has a gel preserve route and a non-gel preserve route. In fact, this has a lot of different routes. So we'll do this section at a time, and I'll show you how to do each section, and then I'll just do a full run of the fastest combination of sections. Actually, no, the second fastest, because I won't be doing the gel preserve. So without the gel preserve, the goal is to have blue gel here. That's what we're trying to do. So one thing you can do is to paint this corner with blue gel and just strafe around this pillar here. Grab the cube if you want. You will need a cube, and it's probably faster to grab this cube rather than to work your way up here and grab that one. The way I like to do this, I actually like to start from the door and just do a jump like that, grab it, and then strafe around. So there's 2 ways of doing that. The faster way of doing it is obviously with the gel preserve, like that. And then you've already got blue gel over here without even having to do anything, and then you can just come and grab the cube. Again, very inconsistent. I wouldn't recommend using all 3 gel preserve routes at once unless you are extremely consistent at doing a gel preserve. So once you've got your cube, let's assume you're doing this route. Done. So that's one of the upsides to using gel preserve route, is this strafe is hard. It's not an easy strafe to go around this. So if you haven't got a cube, come up here and grab one. Now there are 2 things you can do once you've got your cube and you've got your blue gel. You can either come up here and you can do 2 bounces here. How to explain this? I assume it will be beforehand. So you're going to want to jump down here, bounce, and you see where there are these blue and red sort of grills. The blue one will destroy the cube, as I'm sure a lot of you know, and the red one will kill you. So what you want to do is you want to go through the blue, and you want the cube to go through the red. So the way you do that is... Whoops, too fast, and I lost that control. Nice. That happens, it's very annoying when it happens. Any mistake you make on this will cost a lot of time. And it's very annoying. But if we jump down here, and then hold it up in the air, you should be able to go through like that, no problem. That's the slowest way of doing it. The faster way of doing it is if you, whether you have the cube or not, if you have the cube from there, then just do this straight away. If not, go up, grab the cube and come back down. And you want to strafe onto this, spray that, and then you're going to jump off here, down onto there, and then bounce back over and still do the cube thing. It's just a lot harder to do it. The timing's more specific to actually get the cube through the grill. But still, it's not too hard. And if you're using the gel preserve route, I think the fastest way to do it, if you're using a gel preserve, if I can just get it again, is to jump up there and pre-paint over there while you're coming up here. Then grab the cube. Don't worry if it's actually painted. Just hold it next to a fizzler like that, and it'll be fine. And then, oops. See, that's the tricky one we're doing the gel. Actually, don't need it at this point. So turn the gel off, and then just jump like you normally would with the other route, except I screwed that up. So those are 3 routes for that. Wow. I don't know how many combinations of routes there are in that, but I'll just run through the one that I use in my single segment run as just an entire thing.
But don't let that get to you. This is one of our toughest puzzles.
This is the second to last level, so we're gonna know one more to do after this.
And no mercy at all. But I am sure you will do just fine.
And there we go.
The previous Aperture Science Exotic Location Station was so calm and peaceful. I hope it helped you with your thinking. Also, I'm not
Right, last level.
from the Aperture Science official.
This was a lot more painless than I thought it was going to be. I've probably forgotten a lot. So, people watching this on YouTube, feel free to comment and ask questions. I'm more than happy to answer. I'm usually on YouTube, so I'll probably answer pretty much straight away. If not, within 24 hours. If you don't want to do that, you can come to my Twitch channel and ask me. There are people in chat right now talking to me. Hi guys. Say hi, even though no one can see chat. And you can also send me a Twitch message. I'm quite happy to receive Twitch messages from people.
This is it. The last puzzle chamber.
Right, so, again, I don't know if it's faster. A lot of this stuff I haven't actually tested. But I like to come over here and paint blue gel over there, orange gel on the floor, and then just do a double bounce like that. It will be on YouTube even. This is a recording for highlights of YouTube videos. It's not really intended to be a live thing. I just thought it'd be cool to have you guys here so you could ask questions in case I didn't explain something properly. So if you don't do it that way, you can come over here and just bounce off the wall like that. I don't know which one's faster. It's up to you if you want to figure that out. I bounce like that. I'm pretty sure this way's faster though. So once you got this, this is a pretty tricky route. Oh, if you're doing a 100% run, or with the good ending run, before you grab that cube, you still want to make your way up here. Just do 2 bounces up here.
Science, you have the bladder of a pregnant woman.
Do a crouch boost to get over here. Up there.
Again? You did your business not so long ago. Why do you even
And then make your way down to the button.
It's not like you're going to encounter a life-changing moment.
And then you just go back to the where the cube was. So if you're doing a bad ending run, I'm pretty sure that's the fastest way to get to that button. And if you're if you're doing bad ending run, just ignore all of that. Just come up here, grab this cube. The way I like to do this jump is I like to stand on the edge of the button like here, and once I sort of get past this point, do a circle jump onto here and then jump off. Now you're gonna have to hold the cube in the air again because you don't want it to touch this fizzler. So it should look like this. Oops, no, it shouldn't look like that. Like that. And then you can just bounce your way over to here, put the cube where it needs to be, and then to get to the end as fast as possible, bounce on here and start firing gel this way, and then just bounce on here. You should already have gel there. If you don't, just place it and get on the platform round.
Almost near the end of the test chamber now. Do not
I'll explain what happens at the end of band ending, because it's going to be good ending. I'll run through the whole chamber as band ending anyway. I won't include the good ending stuff because it's not a lot of extra, to be honest. It's only like a minute, if that, extra. Not including obviously the much longer outro sequence, which is going to add a bunch of time. But as far as in the chamber goes, it's less than a minute extra work. I'm sure me and Bad Sniper will stream together someday. It's just time zone differences mainly. It's also fun to write stuff on the wall here. Your name or your lover or something like that. You can stick one